There's people that really didn't see your worth. They didn't see your value. It's almost like you were cloaked around them because they would have misused you even more. Here you are showing up as this loving, compassionate person that has a lot to offer. Somebody who is like the jack of all trades, or they have the potential to succeed at everything that they do, but you had a tendency of like attracting bullies, people that were intelligent but used their intelligence as a means to harm other people, individuals that live dysfunctional lives. And because you were around them, you were like absorbing all the negativity, and it took you some time to learn how to transmute it. You may have felt down or just sad, maybe even depressive or pessimistic when you were surrounded by these people, but it wasn't even your energy. It was you transmuting what was in your environment. And I feel like you got ghosted, or someone felt like ghosting you was the right thing to do. Someone felt like them leaving you behind was the right thing to do. And now they're confused. They're confused because after they ghosted you, it's like your life just went on the up and up. It's like you just became more successful. You started growing. You started to feel more like yourself. You stopped being weighed down by other people's traumas, issues, and you were away from all the toxicity. So someone felt like them leaving you was going to bring them success, that your life would just collapse without them. I don't know why they felt this, like, I don't know. It's almost like they didn't see you for who you were. They didn't see you for what you could really do for them. They didn't see you for your value. They didn't see the value that you brought into their life in that current moment. They were not as emotionally invested as you are. And it's almost like they were unfazed between the separation, or once the separation happened. What these people didn't know is that you triggered their unhealed trauma. So being around you was constantly triggering. Being around you, this forced them to look in the mirror, forced them to look at themselves and what they need to work on. And then they kind of projected that onto you and made it seem like you were the one that was toxic. But really, it was a blessing in disguise, because these people were blessing blockers. Whoever ghosted you, left you behind, it's like as soon as they did, your life just started progressing on the up and up. It's almost like you were just propelled into success. You maybe even ran into some money because you weren't being weighed down by other people's toxicities. You could actually have enough energy and passion for your creative outlets. You started to invest in not just self, but things that were making you happy. And this was solid. You've always been solid from the beginning, but you may have been in situations in the past where you just, life is not always on the up and up. And sometimes it takes time for people to put in that work. You were putting in that work. You already had the blueprints, but it's almost like you had to put in double the effort because other people were not reciprocating or collaborating with you. They were just kind of riding off of your coattail and all the effort that you were putting in until it was stopped. Either your ancestors blocked this, you decided you weren't going to put up with it anymore and you blocked it, or another person blocked you out, which was like a blessing in disguise because it put you on this pathway to a new beginning. And now you went from somebody who was solid with all of this knowledge to learn to a person who now does nothing but attract. So now these other people are confused. They're like, we thought that the viewer was the problem. We thought that the viewer was down and out because of the fact that they didn't have anything to offer. So why is it that now that we're not in the picture, it's like this person just has all of this luck. Now they're abundant. Now they have all this fortune. Now they're radiant. You may even be a high roller. And these other people are going up the creek without a paddle. They're stuck in difficult situations with no way to get out of it. And so they're being forced to look at the past. They're feeling nostalgic about the connection with you, or they're even yearning to still have a connection to you because they feel like they missed an opportunity. People are now feeling from the past, they're feeling like they missed the opportunity with you. Some of these people were not equally yoked to you, and you're just about to attract somebody else who is actually on your level so that you could have true union, because other people were just, it was like not meant to be from the beginning. They had ulterior motives. They were money hungry. That's really what it is. These people could not value the love that you brought, not just from your heart, but the love that you embody, because they were very money hungry. They were into others' resources. They may have been an energy vampire of some sort, a person or people that have this hunger for wealth, but instead of generating it from themselves, they like drain the energy of other people and then generate more resources. So when you are attached to these people, they probably made more money, maybe even the most money they've ever made in their life. They had opportunities falling onto their lap, and instead of like appreciating what you brought to the table, they made you feel like you were inadequate or like you weren't doing anything. So now that they're sitting here in sorrow, now that they're reflecting, now that they're depressive because like things in their life are going downhill and there's no buffer, like you were the buffer in this situation. This is why you were attracting all the negativity that they were putting out and trying to transmute it as best as you can. But if it was like, if the volume of the toxicity was heavy, it's going to be hard to transmute that. And so these people didn't deserve your time or your effort or your energy or your blessings in the first place. They were not meant to be here when you were reaping all these fortune. They weren't meant to be here because they were going to feed off of you and feed off of your success altogether. So God, divine source, whatever you believe in, waited until you blocked them out or until they were nowhere in the picture so that you can receive what it is that you deserve. And so now that you're living this lavish, comfortable life, all these people want to do is hear from you. They're basically too prideful to admit that they were wrong. So they might just like come in casually to try to connect to you, or even wish that you can contact them because it says please text or call me. So these same people that were so eager to dump you off are the same ones that are so desperate to hear from you, because they want to know, like, how did you overcome everything? How is it that even though you may have had nothing in the past, you've surpassed all of us? And now we're stuck in difficult situations and we don't have the blueprint. We don't have the map way out, but obviously you do, because we've watched you transform. So people are just like in awe and sad at the same time because they're mourning you.